Hi everybody, this is Sue Schoning, and welcome to our monthly Numerhythms broadcast. Every month I discuss the energy of the month that is coming up and how we can work effectively with it. If there is one thing that 2014 promised us at the beginning of this year, it was that it was going to be a year of challenges on every single level: physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. We were told quite emphatically that we would be very different people when we left this year than we were when we started off, as the energy of 2014 brought up our shadows into awareness, cast light on the illusions and delusions that we all so carefully construct around ourselves, and as it asked us to examine on a macro and a micro level what is true for us, and what we are prepared to do in walking, speaking, and actioning that truth. September continues this theme in a powerful and demanding way, as this month brings us face to face with its key message: potential, power, and purpose. To illustrate this, I'd like you to imagine that you are standing with your left foot in a world of emotion and feeling and instinct, and your right foot stands in a world of logic and reason. And we all know that this world that your right foot is in, this world of logic and reason, masquerades as the real world. I say real world in inverted commas. You know, that world where we are told we have to go out to work, we have to earn, we have to act responsibility, we have to pay the bills. That world where we can see and smell and touch. That world that we all have to navigate through day after day after day. This world has a rhythm and it has a routine that sucks us in and absorbs us on every level. And it tells us what we have to do and how we have to be, how we have to behave in order not just to survive, but in order to thrive in this world. And it has a beat and it has a rhythm that we have all heard since the day we were born. Its beat is loud and insistent and hypnotic, and it tells us to march in time to the beat that we hear. And it says, if you do so, then you will succeed, then you will achieve, then you will become something or someone in this real world. And when we look around us at everybody else, we become so seduced to walk the same way as they are, the same way that the world tells us to, the same way that we are expected to. Because this is the real world, after all. Take a moment and just become aware of this world. This world that is external to you, but that you live in. And just become aware of what is going around you and what it is you are expected to do and how it is you are expected to behave. Don't judge. Don't analyze, just become aware and just sit with the awareness of this real world for a moment. And now take a moment to become aware of that other world, the world that your left foot is standing in. The world of emotion and feeling, of gut instinct and intuition, the world where there is no tangible thing to hold on to that makes it real. But if you slow down your breathing and focus your intention for a moment, just for a moment, you can feel that there is a pulse and a rhythm and a movement inside of you as opposed to external to you. This is the world that defies logic and reason because it demands an understanding on a completely different level. For most of us, our right foot takes us forward into the world, that real world. It is a place that is bordered by what you do. Our left foot takes us forward into the world of emotion, of awareness and knowing. And this world is bordered by who you are. And so we lurch and lumber between these two worlds, or we hop on one foot, or we just simply stand still, refusing to put the other foot down, and in so doing, we almost create a cognitive dissonance between these two sides of us. We tell ourselves that they are competing, conflicting sides of us, and forget that they are actually complementary, harmonious sides to us that need to be married in order to create the whole. September's energy is here to remind you that these two sides of who you are, these two worlds, exist side by side. And it begs us to listen to the rhythm and the beat of your inner world first, so that you can make sense of the external world. It demands that we make up our own dance, one that two-steps us through our own life with all that power and potential of who we are, so that we can achieve the potential and the purpose in what we do. September asks us to deeply reflect on those illusions and delusions that we have created in both worlds. Delusions that protect us, or prevent us, or restrict us, or assist us in procrastination, in delaying or denying the full power of what we do with the full potential of who we are. Too often we deny our emotional and spiritual selves in order to serve and survive the real world. And September also asks you, be aware of where you deny yourself. Or we deny the real world, the physical world that your right foot stands in, and we tell ourselves what we have to do, or we deny that real world, that world of logic and reason, and tell ourselves that what we have to do in order to survive has no spiritual or emotional integrity. And September insists that we confront this too. This is about placing it all on the table and acknowledging everything that is going on right now. It's about asking you to acknowledge where you accept, where you avert or avoid situations that stop you from being all that you are or doing all that you can do. It's about deciding where you need to take action and what kind of action that allows you to stand in the full power and the full potential of who you are, from an emotional and spiritual coherence, so that you can bring that coherence into what you do, into that tangible world of the five senses. The message this month reminds us that it's not about having one foot in one world and one foot in the other. It reminds us we have to merge the two worlds so that both feet are firmly and strongly rooted with the fullness of your spiritual self and the fullness of your physical self. We've been told so many times that we are a physical being having a spiritual experience. We are a spiritual being having a physical experience. And the journey is to have 100% of both worlds. And so take a moment now and imagine these two worlds at your feet. The emotional and spiritual on your left foot, the real world of physicality on your right foot. And now consciously and with your breath, breathe your permission and the full power into this world, so that it grows and it expands into the world of here and now. In other words, stand strong in this emotional and spiritual fullness and breathe who you are into what you do. And then take your awareness to this world, this real world that we all have to work in and live in and breathe in. And with your breath, expand it so that it starts to grow and encompass that energy of your spiritual and emotional truth. As you breathe what you do into who you are, so that you are no longer standing with one foot in one world and one foot in the other. As you look down, you can see that you have created one huge world of integrity and coherence, where potential and power and absolute purpose becomes possible. This is what September asks us to keep in mind. Marry all that you are with all that you do. It is not about cognitive dissonance. It is about spiritual and emotional and physical coherence. And as you spend time in meditation and contemplation, and as you merge and marry your emotional and spiritual self with your physical and tangible self, you open the door where purpose can be fulfilled with all the power and all the potential that you have at your disposal. It's a profound message. It's a very deep message. It's a message that demands that without restriction, without procrastination, without denial, that you confront the magnificent power of all that you are and the magnificent potential that you have inside of you. Can you imagine if you could bring all of that power and all of that potential and all of that purpose and manifest it day by day into the world of what you do? Think about it. I hope you enjoyed this month's broadcast. If you'd like to know more information, please get hold of me at www.thesoullighthouse.com or drop me a line on susan@thesoullighthouse.com. I would love to hear from you. Take care, and until next month, God bless. Bye for now.